everybody, welcome to another Atlantis Gaming Group Presents. We're going to do a battle report today. It's going to be Necrons versus Tyranids. Going to do a quick overview of what deployment or the terrain's going to look like. So there's terrain. Real quick, before we get to deployment in the armies, I'm going to do a quick plug for my group. Visit our website. It's www.atlantisgaminggroup.com. We've got a poll up right now for what armies you want to see in the next battle report. We'll probably wait until the end of January to do the battle report for the armies, but I need you to get in there and vote. So atlantisgaminggroup.com, I'll put a link in the liner notes below. Visit there, vote on what armies you want to see in the first battle report of February.
Alright, this is Necron deployment. I kind of want to run my list real quick. I have 2 Doomsday Arcs. I got 3 squad of 10 warriors. Each one has a Necron Lord. 2 squads of 10 Immortals, and one has a Cryptek of Despair, which gives me Veil of Darkness, and the other one has a Necron Lord. This squad here is going to be a squad of Immortals. That one's Transient is going to join them. I got 3 Wraiths with the Destroyer Lord, 5 Destroyers, and last but not least, a squad of Deathmarks and the C10 right there. That is Necron 2,500 points. We'll be back with Nid's 2,500 point deployment.
Okay, here we go. We're getting started with Tyranid deployment. Right up front, I've got a Trigon Prime and a Trigon. They're going to be providing support for the 2 units of Hormagaunts that are right behind them. And then I've got a Hive Tyrant with Lashquet Bone Sword and I believe a Venom Cannon. And he's getting backed up by Turbigon. This is an HQ choice Turbigon. I've got a Lictor subbing in as a Venom Throat to provide some cover saves for my monstrous creatures there. And then behind him I've got some Tyranid Warriors that are subbing in for Hive Guard. And then I've got a Troop Choice Turbigon over there, and the unit of Turbigons that it took to get him. And then in reserves, I've got 1, 2, 16-man Gene Stealers that are going to be outflanking. I've got a Doom of Malantai and a Spore Pod. So there you go. That's reserves. And then a quick look, overarching deployment. We rolled up Capture and Control or Seize Ground, whichever one gives you 1 objective per side. The orange one right there is for the Necrons, and this purple one back here is for the Nids. So that was it. We'll be back with turn 1. Tyranids are going to try and steal initiative on a 6. No, that's a 4, so we'll be back with Necron turn 1.
Alright, Necron turn 1, very uneventful. A lot of stuff was out of range. The things that did shoot was the 2 Doomsday Arcs and the Destroyers. I put 2 Ply Plates over the Hive Tyrant. 1 hit, put a wound on a Hive Tyrant, and took out a Hormagaut. The second one scattered off, put a wound on the Turbigon back there, and the Hive Guard that he's subbing in the Warriors, and took out another 2 Turbigons, I believe. My Destroyers shot at that big snake-looking thing there. Sorry, Trigon. Put 2 wounds on it, and that's pretty much it. Everything else check range. We're just out, so we'll be back with Tyranids turn 1.
Here we go. Tyranid turn 1. As with any Tyranid army, it moved forward. So basically everything moved and ran. Everything moved up. This Turbigon right here spawned 11 Termagants, no doubles. The Turbigon on this front spawned 8. Didn't roll any doubles. Basically everything else moved up and ran, with the exception of the Hive Guard, who attempted to get range on the destroyers but did not. So basically, end of my turn, everything moved and ran. So Catalyst was effective on the Tyrant, and Hormigaunt will be back with Necrons turn 2.
Alright, turn 2, a lot more eventful here for the Necrons. Movement, not a lot of stuff moved. The destroyers here moved a little. And the Immortals with the Cryptek and Trazian, Veil of Darkness over there. Really close for a mishap. It was just out. In the shooting phase, and these Wraiths with the Destroyer Lord moved up to get into assault. Shooting phase, a lot of stuff shot. Very disappointing actually. Pretty much this whole side here shot at this Trigon, and left him with 1 wound, and had to use the Doomsday Arc here to take him out. The other Doomsday Arc took out 4 Hormigauts, and Trazian and his squad took out 9 of the Termagants over there. In the assaults, just had 1 assault. The Wraiths with the Destroyer Lord went into assault and chopped him down to 3 wounds, and the Destroyer Lord took a wound in return. He passed all his fearless wounds, so that is Necron turn 2. We'll be back with Nid's turn 2.
Alright, here we go. Tyranid turn 2. Reserve rolls, Hive Tyrant has Hive Commander, so coming in on 3s, but I still only managed to get 1 unit of Gene Stealers, who outflanked over here next to this Doomsday Arc. My Hormagaunts moved up about 11 inches with their run move. The Trigon Prime was locked in combat. The Hive Tyrant and the Venom Thrope just kind of moved over to help him in combat. These Termagants just kind of spread out a little bit. The Hive Guard moved up, again trying to get some shots off, but just out of range, but we'll get to that later. These Hormagaunts moved up, and this Turbigon spawned 17 and rolled doubles to get there. And they moved over towards the Deep Struck Immortals. And then in the shooting phase, all of these Termagants over here shot at the Immortals, knocked out 2 of them, who did not stand back up. Then the Hive Guard, like I said, took a shot over at the Doomsday Arc, but was just out of range. And the Hive Tyrant used Paroxysm on the Wraith Guard, or the Wraith Destroyer Lord unit. Then in the assault phase, the Hive Guard, or the Hive Tyrant, and the Venom Thrope, along with those Hormagaunts, moved into combat with the Wraiths and destroyed them. Basically, after the Hormagaunts went, there was only 1 Wraith with 1 wound left. And they went first because they went into combat with the Destroyer Lord, not any of the Wraiths who are already in base combat with other people. And then over here, the Termagants charged in, hoping for a little better. I think I took 3 of them in close combat, and none of the 3 stood back up. But it was really Trazian and his Emphatic Obliterator that pretty much won that combat, because I ended up having to take 12 Fearless saves, which was just too much for those 2 Termagant units to take. So right now it's looking like a Turbigon and 1 lone Termagant are facing off against this unit. But we'll discover what's going on over there when we get back in Necron turn 3.